It's over. Bitcoin is going to zero.
Hi everyone and welcome to Crypt Talk, that Irish guy that talks about Bitcoin. So I finally hit 200 subscribers, and because of that I'm going to keep to my word and donate some money to charity later in this episode. We also have to take a look at how Bitcoin appears to be gearing up for a new all-time high this week. Also how Michael Saylor held a Bitcoin conference and spoke at it to other investors. We got to take a look at how Visa have rolled out new cryptocurrency and Bitcoin services to US customers. And we also have to take a look at and ask the question, why is Scott Minerd full of Let's get started. This is episode number 32, and the title of this episode is Bitcoin to $50,000. Let's have a quick look at the charts. Okay, let's get the basics out of the way. This is the Kraken chart. These are daily candles, and Bitcoin is trading at $38,470. Having a bit of a cool off today and putting in a red bearish candle from its peak of 41,000 yesterday. So at the moment, from here, from where the price we are now, to its all-time high of $42,000, we're just over 9% off it. Just another 9% to hit an all-time high. Now I'm going to go through a few indicators and a few reasons why I think Bitcoin will continue to climb, put in a new all-time high this month, maybe this week actually, and then I have a price target at the end as well. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is this green line, very briefly, because I have been talking about it for the last 4 episodes, because it broke above it. This green line was actually acting as resistance back in October. It broke above this on Christmas Day, and it's only actually broke under it on the 27th and the 28th, but since then has respected it here. Here the line actually bounced off this pink line, which is the top of the falling wedge, which I will talk about later. Here it actually perfectly bounced off the two of them. Another nice bounce here, and then it's kind of gone, way above it. This EMA on the daily as well as EMA ribbon, remember, if it's above it, it tends to be increasing in value, and if the yellow bit is on the top because it spins. I'm going to look at the significance of that. I'm going to have to go back to 2017 to show you. Now this is still the daily chart, and this is still obviously the daily EMA, and this peak here represents $20,000 back in December 2017. So I'm just going to zoom in and take a look at how the price tends to respect this EMA ribbon on the daily. Right, so let's go back here as far as April 2017. This is still daily candles, and you can see it's bouncing along here. Yeah, it breaks down it temporarily, there's your crash, and it shoots back up and it continues to bounce along it, and it pretty much does that for the rest of the year. Stays above it. When it stays above it, the price is increasing. When it's under it, the price tends to be in a correction. So if you look at it here, right up to the peak there, and it was far away from it there, and obviously then in 2018 the opposite happened. Right, you'll notice that it was underneath. It was when the price is trending downwards, which it did for pretty much all of December 18. It was like an 85% correction. Not only was it underneath the EMA ribbon on the daily, but you look at the ribbon actually spins. What you want is the price to be above, like here, above the EMA ribbon and the yellow part of the ribbon on the top. But unfortunately, when it goes down underneath the ribbon and the ribbon actually spins and the yellow part is on the bottom, you're in a bear trend. Back to what's actually happening right now, I want to take a look at a few other indicators. So I've mentioned obviously the EMA ribbon on the daily. It's trading above it. It's still above this green support line. But if you take a look at the RSI here, this number here in purple, it's at 62. This one over here, so it's 62.5. So if you look at it, that's pretty good, because if it's over 70, remember this number is from 0 to 100. If it's over 70, it tends to be overbought and due for correction. And it was kind of trending upwards yesterday, which makes sense because the price was increasing. But as a price here, it's kind of putting in a bear candle here, a red candle here. It seems to be cooling off a little bit, which is good. So you don't want the RSI going up 70, 80, 90 because it's a sign it's overbought and you're going to have this major collapse. Okay, so if you look back even to what happened there, say from Christmas Eve until about January 11th, it was above 70. It was overbought. So it was, a correction has to happen, and that's what happened. These are healthy because the weak hands will sell, the panic sellers will sell, the people who were new, who FOMO'd in at the top, they will sell as well. But people who just understand this and they know that it's a long-term hold and you have to have patience, they will hold, and eventually new people will come in and institutions will come in, like exactly what's happening. Okay, so I've got rid of the RSI and I've swapped out the EMA ribbon on the daily for the Bollinger Bands on the daily. So remember, you have the basis of the Bollinger Band here. When the Bitcoin price is above it, it tends to be ascending. When it's below it, it tends to be decreasing in value. So yesterday, it acts as an indicator when the price is kind of overbought as well. When the price actually gets closer to the top of the green line, the top green line, it's usually a sign that Bitcoin is just a bit overextended, maybe a bit overbought. And if you looked at today, that's great. That's what we want to see. You want to see this red candle going down. It's so great to see that. What you want is like it takes 3 steps forward and 1 step back kind of thing. So it's constantly moving forward and takes a little cool off instead of just going completely parabolic and it's unsustainable growth and collapsing. And the last indicator that I want to take a look at is the MACD. So this is a very, very powerful indicator. If you look at it down here, when this flips green like it has for the last 5 days, it's a sign that the price is increasing in value again. And of course, when it flips red, it's a sign that a downtrend is incoming. So things are looking good at the moment. Now I'm just going to do a quick price calculation, a target calculation based on this pink falling wedge. So this kind of point here, it's kind of a bit broad here and it's narrow here. The price is kind of trending downwards and it breaks out. These are actually bullish these are actually bullish patterns. So what I'm going to do is how I calculate the target is, first of all, from the point of contact here and then the first point of contact on the bottom on the support line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from this and then bring it down as far as that point would be. I'm just going to drag it over here, add it to the point of the breakout, which was there on the 29th of January. And you're looking for a target of 44,700. Now, if Bitcoin hits that target, first of all, 3 things have to happen. One, obviously it has to break its previous all-time high of 42,000. If it does that, you're going to get that little rush of FOMO again. It'll push up a bit higher. If it hits that target, then that's basically 45,000. Again, I think that's going to be a catalyst for FOMO, and people are going to FOMO into the market, the retail FOMO, and what even's happening now at the moment with the institutional FOMO. I think if it hits $45,000, if it hits this target, $50,000 is as good as claimed. And that's it for the charts for today. Okay, so if you've been following this channel, you know that every single episode I buy €10 worth of Bitcoin to see if it's in profit or loss. I've been doing this in episode number 12. It's now part of the channel, but originally just wanted to do from episode 12 to episode 21 just for 10 episodes, and then I was going to give the profit to charity. So just have a quick look at what I said back in episode number 21. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a note of that €125.43. And when I do hit 200 subs, I'll go ahead and donate all that money to charity. Now, the charity that I have chosen to donate this money to is the Crumlin Children's Hospital in Dublin. They do some amazing work. It's for a very, very good cause. Also, last night something amazing happened. I got a message on Facebook from 2 friends from home. They're a couple called Laura and Neville. They reached out to me and they sent me some money on PayPal. So they did not have to do that. I wasn't asking for money. I'm only doing this because I've made a bit of profit from Bitcoin. I want to give a tiny bit back. But yeah, that was amazing. They reached out to me, gave me some money on PayPal to actually contribute to this. So I think that was an amazing thing to do, and fair play to them. So if you're watching, thank you very much. It's going to a good cause. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So to Neville and Laura, if you're watching, thank you very, very much for your generous donation. It's gone to a very good cause. Right, got to take a look at my dollar cost averaging project now. Okay, I've just gone ahead and bought another €10 worth of Bitcoin from the Coinbase exchange. And I've done this every single episode for the last 21 episodes. And the reason I'm doing this is to show you how the dollar cost average, and we investigate then if it's in profit or loss. So 21 episode, €10 per episode. So the total invested is 210. That Bitcoin is now worth €423.10. So that's a profit of 101.48%. So this is a really good episode because I hit 200 subscribers last night. I've given some money to charity. The Bitcoin price is, on a rally. A lot of altcoins are actually on a rally as well. So if you're looking at altcoins are undervalued, you're getting a lot of profit. But here in this has actually doubled my investment. So I just got that from about €10 roughly every week per episode. And it's doubled. So if you did this with €100, you invested me 2,100 and you'd have 4,200 and so on and so on. Yeah, so it's never too late. It's not too late at the moment. Maybe it will get too late, but right now it's not too late to start dollar cost averaging. And now we're going to take a quick look at some of the top stories from this week. All right, so the first news article from this week that we're going to take a look at, this is the big news by CoinDesk. So Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy offer playbook for corporate Bitcoin adoption at annual summit. So Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, So over the summer, back in August, he basically put the firm's treasury into Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. He's one of the first major companies to do this, putting millions into it, and now it's worth way more because of the price action that we've seen from, basically all of last year up until like January this year and even now. So he kind of went a step further at the annual summit. So he invited a lot of like-minded corporations who might be thinking about doing the same, and he basically went through the playbook, the how-to, almost like Bitcoin for Dummies for financial institutions. So in his solo address, Saylor details the cryptocurrency playbook that propelled his 3-decade-old firm to newfound relevance in less than a year. This article also goes on to state that in Saylor's worldview, there's no scenario in which the dollar retains its global reserve status. To the man who shepherded over 1 billion of MicroStrategy's reserve dollars into Bitcoin, that cryptocurrency is the only viable way for companies to survive the coming debasement apocalypse. Right, strong words from Michael Saylor. Right, the second article is we're going to take a look at why this guy, Scott Minerd, who he is and why he is full of So Guggenheim's Scott Minerd says Bitcoin should be worth 400,000. I have to look at 3 articles here. The first one here, this headline is by is from December 16, 2020. So Guggenheim's Scott Minerd says Bitcoin should be worth 400,000. Now in the meantime then, the next article we're going to take a look at, this article here is by, this was on January 28. Minerd says institutional demand can't justify Bitcoin's price. So this guy is the Guggenheim Fund's chief investment officer. So a month after saying it's going to go to 400,000, he says that institutional investors alone aren't enough to sustain Bitcoin prices above 30,000. Like that's some serious U-turn. So in the meantime, what's actually happened is they know that they're going to buy. So then they go to the SEC. Because they have to apply, they have to fill out a few forms and all that kind of crap. So they've got to apply for this so they can actually buy Bitcoin. And then, just during the week, this was 2 days ago, Guggenheim Investments increases Bitcoin fair value estimate, says Bitcoin could reach 600,000. So this guy, Scott Minerd, goes from saying, oh yeah, it's going to be 400,000 back in December. Then a month later in January says, nah, it probably won't even be able to sustain 30,000. And then once they get their license to buy or they're able to buy, suddenly it's going to be 600,000. So what it looks like, he wanted to suppress the price because it's an emotional market. People will see that and they will panic and they will start selling. Depress the price, then when they're able to actually buy it, it'll be a bit cheaper. And now he's trying to pump the price again. So yeah, this is kind of like if this had happened to all those Reddit people like last week with the GameStop and stuff like that, they just shut that down. But this is like the people with all the money doing the same thing in a different way and nothing happens about it. The third news article I'm going to take a look at is by Forbes, and the headline reads, This week in credit card news, cryptocurrency, biometrics both rapidly increasing in approval. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this article because I know you're busy, and also I want to go watch the rugby, which is starting in 15 minutes, so I need to get this done quick. But the gist of it is, so Visa, a one-time enemy of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency community, is fast becoming one of Bitcoin's biggest cheerleaders. So after partnering with 35 various Bitcoin and cryptocurrency platforms in recent years, the credit card company has announced its plan to help banks roll out Bitcoin and cryptocurrency buying and trading services with a Visa crypto software program set to launch later this year. So this is the most mainstream adoption you will see. It's Visa. So this is the biggest case of if you can't beat them, join them. So Visa are getting in on the action just like PayPal did. So what I imagine they're going to do here is give you some sort of like a crypto or Bitcoin enabled credit card. And you'll be able to fund that with the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency of your choice. And then when you go to the shop, whether it's at a Dunnes or a Tesco or a Carrefour or a Target or a Walgreens or Walmart, whatever it is, you can pay with this card, but you pay in the local currency. So it kind of converts the crypto to the local currency. So you're still paying in dollars, pounds, yen, whatever it is. So like this is, that's as mainstream as it gets. All right. And the last news article for today, which isn't really news because this is from last month. It was from January 25th. I just thought it was funny. So my friend Quiveen linked this to me and we had a good laugh about it. Bitcoin may never go above $40,000 again. JP Morgan alert. So Quiveen, if you're watching this, I'm wondering, like, did you actually have this for a few days or a few weeks and you're just waiting for 40,000 to happen so you could send it to me? If so, well played. So the vertiginous I'm not going to lie, I literally had to look that up. It means whirling, spinning out of control. So the vertiginous price of Bitcoin experienced in December and early January made many investors pin their hopes on cryptocurrency. However, analysts at the financial JP Morgan Chase doubt that the electronic currency can be traded above 40,000 again. Yeah, well, look, Bitcoin just did that yesterday, so this is no longer counts. Also, I would disregard the vast majority of what JP Morgan Chase say about it, because in 2017, I think that Jamie Dimon said, like the CEO, whoever he is, he said he was saying he would fire anyone in his company who's caught buying Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and he was like historically against it. But in the meantime, I think they actually went and bought some. So look, like, do what they do, don't do what they say. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the news. Okay, folks, that's the end of this episode, and I just want to take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to anyone who's watched the videos, liked the videos, commented, or subscribed to the channel. If you are watching this video right now and you haven't subscribed, maybe you'll consider it, because we've hit 200 subscribers and the journey towards 1,000 subscriptions starts today. So thank you very much, and as usual, Sláinte. Bye 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 bye.